Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at Shadow Nidoqueen with the move Stone Edge in the Sunshine Cup. I stole this team from Human Catcher Bug, who is one of the best players as well in the world right now. Like, he's always kind of up there in the first page of the leaderboard, makes his own videos, so I'm going to link him in the description as well, of course. But yeah, we're going to have a team here with a Vigoroth in the lead. We're going to have the Saisob of the Noctowl, as well as we're going to have the Pokemon in the back, the Nidoqueen. Well, this team here, we're going to have a lead that's going to be able to beat Galarian Stunfisk. We're going to have a Pokemon as a Saisob with the, with the Noctowl as an option to bait out the Galarian Stunfisk, and then hopefully we will be able to sweep endgame with the Divas or with the Stone Edge or with our Nidoqueen. It's going to be an interesting one here for sure. We're going to see the Vigoroth coming in here against us, going to be able to farm them all the way down. And we see a Blaziken. Poison types are something that's kind of rare nowadays, so people don't really expect it too much and they don't really prepare for them. As you can see here, we're going to have a great time against the opponent here as well, as we're going to be able to go for another charge move. They're going to let this move go through and we can just farm them all the way down here. With our Nidoqueen, Nidoqueen is doing still some insane damage with a fast move, Poison Jab and Poison Fang together with that one. Getting the debuff, going to do even more damage. Yes, of course, Nidoqueen got nerfed recently, making the move Poison Fang from 35 energy to 40 energy, which now of course takes a one more fast move to get there, which is definitely something that really ruined this Pokemon, kind of for most games at least. But for this meta right now, it's actually a very cool Pokemon because you're going to still be able to do some decent damage against a lot of Pokemon in this meta. And if you can farm something down, you can hit something with your Stone Edge, you're going to have a great time as well. You're going to encounter the Swampert where we're going to let this move go through as well, as we should be able to now go ahead and go into our Noctowl, get some extra energy here. And you're going to encounter a Pidgeot coming in, kind of telling me that they're most likely going to have their own Noctowl in the back here as well. Swampert Double Flyer is a team that you're going to encounter quite often in this current meta. As you're going to see here, the opponent going straight for the Brave Bird, allowing me to stay in here, but they're going to swap out now into their own Noctowl as well, as we can go ahead and go for our own Sky Attack, doing some decent damage, going into our Nidoqueen now, and we can go for the Poison Fang, which will force either the shield or the knockout. Let's take a look. Okay, we're going to get the knockout here after a while, because you can just farm them all the way down before they even get to another charge move. So what we can do here is now we can go ahead and go for a Poison Fang immediately, as there's no good move timing because we both have 2-turn fast moves, allowing us now again to farm them all the way down, and they have to go for a Brave Bird here in order to knock me out. Now they're 4 times debuffed, and so we will be able, or like 3 times debuffed, so we will be able to farm them all the way down here and win this game. I'm still of course sick with COVID, if you might see already from my voice. It's not really ideal for me as well right now, but yeah, otherwise, did you see the news as well that like the Silph Road is not getting partnered anymore from Niantic and so has to close down? It's really not really looking good for PvP right now. I kind of don't really want to make a direct video for it because I'm sick. I most likely would have done it if I'm not sick. But it's kind of really scary to see what's going to happen for PvP in the future. It's very likely that it's going to go down pretty fast in the near future as well, and that we're not going to have this community for too long anymore, at least in the way Niantic treats this community after like the last few times. It's not really ideal for anybody who really is interested in this game, or wants to play this one, or wants to play factions, or try to prepare for tournaments. It's just all not really ideal. We're going to see a normal Stunfisk here against us, as you're going to take a look at what we can do here against this Pokemon. We can go ahead and go for our Body Slam Spam. It's going to do some decent damage against the opponent here. If they want to let this move go through, it would be amazing for us, because we kind of are forced to knock them out with our Vigoroth. They're going to shield this move up here, and they seem to be a little bit weak to Vigoroth in the back. Of course, our Nidoqueen will not have the greatest time against the opponent here either, but we will be able to knock them out. Let's take a look at what they're going to have in the back here. So we can go ahead, swap out immediately, and they're going to have a Jumpluff in the back. Maybe I should have went for my Stone Edge instead here, but I know for sure that I should be able to do some decent damage here with my fast move already, and I thought like if I go for the bait there, I'm also going to be able to knock them out later on with my Vigoroth as well. But yeah, this is going to be a good game there, as the opponent going to forfeit. Next opponent here, let's take a look at this one. We're going to see the Noctowl in the lead. What I usually do against Noctowl leads is just go straight for one charge move and then swap out, because you're going to have a pretty neutral matchup with everything, and you're going to now win the matchup against the Noctowl with your own Noctowl, which is going to be very good for you. In comes here though the opponent's Vigoroth, allowing us to go for another charge move as well, as we should be able to survive this incoming body slam here. It just barely does not knock us out, and we will be able to go for our own charge move, which they might want to shield, and they do go shield this move up here, as they're going to have still some extra energy, as they can farm me all the way down. I can go ahead and go into my Nidoqueen, trying to maybe shield up the charge move here. It's going to be a body slam only, but I can farm them all the way down. They still get to another charge move. I have to let this move go through. It's going to do around 55%, I think, and we will be able to now have at least some extra energy onto our Nidoqueen. In comes now the Swampert, and that's going to not really look too well. We're going to have to let this move go through here against the opponent. We're going to have to try to seem P-tie, just try to get as much energy as possible here, and now we'll be able to do exactly that. I should be able to knock them out here with our Vigoroth, and they're going to let this move go through as well. And now it's all down to our Vigoroth against the opponent's Swampert. And honestly, it's not really looking too great for us right now, but also it's going to be a little bit awkward, because if I'm going to be able to just snipe the opponent with one Stone Edge here, we'll be able to win this game. But if they're going to go for a blind throw, which they did here, which is kind of a wild play to do, they're going to be able to win this game here. If I just stayed in there, most likely would have went against the Vigoroth with a charge move, and I would have been able to win this game pretty easily. But like this, they're going to predict my game, and they're going to be able to win by their own. Next opponent, we're going to see a very awkward lead for us with the Swampert, but now we see the Vigoroth coming in already. We're going to get some damage onto them, and I will be able to farm them all the way down here with our Nidoqueen. We can take one Bulldoze. It's super effective, but still doesn't really do too much damage here. Of course, there's still a lot of damage, but yeah. Yeah, I kind of wanted to bait the potential Earth Power against the opponent's Swampert. Didn't work out too well here. Of course, we can go for the Poison Fang. This will get no shield and just gets the debuff, which I guess is pretty decent. Maybe should have went for the Stone Edge instead, which definitely would have done more damage. But I really expected them to shield up the move, so going for the debuff might have been the better play there anyway. Body Slam coming through, doing some decent damage against the opponent here. If that would go through, but they're going to shield up the moves, I can just go for the full farm down with counter, and we see the Galarian Stunfisk coming in. I make a huge mistake here, by the way. I gonna go ahead and go for the Body Slam here, but I go for this one extra fast move, which now puts the opponent into a range where they were able to farm me down with their own fast move. I could have went for 2 Body Slams otherwise, which would have been definitely more beneficial for us. Like this, they will be able to go ahead and go for one Rock Slide here against me. I can go for my own Shadow Ball against them. As we will see now, the opponent going for another Rock Slide. We had to see him P-tie here as well. As you see now, the opponent going for their own Rock Slide, going to get us low. They swap into Swampert for whatever reason, just to give us extra energy, I guess, because we were so clearly not at another charge move. But now we can just go ahead and go for another Shadow Ball and win this game. Thanks to the opponent here for giving me the win con. Definitely their play was to catch a move from me. I would have still expect the Galarian Stunfisk, but still definitely not the way you play this matchup. Usually we're going to see the double. I'm actually kind of curious if we're going to be able to win this one, because counter's a little bit better. Okay, we're going to see the swap anyway. Counter's a little bit better than the double kick in terms of the damage that it puts out. Double kick generates a little bit more energy, so they're going to be able to outspeed me with their body slams, but they don't do as much damage with their fast move, but also they have more bulk, so it's always a little bit of a difficult matchup with double against Vigoroth. They're basically very similar Pokemon, but in this case, it should be kind of fine. We're going to see the opponent going back into the double here, as he can go ahead and go for one Sky Attack in order to try to knock them out here. Try to do some decent damage against them. Does around 40% of their health, and we're going to put them into a range where they have to shield this move up in order to win, like basically survive this one here. And we're going to see now we have a shield advantage, and this is really, really nice for us. It's very unlikely that they're going to have something like the Galarian Stunfisk in the back, so I don't really think I'm going to need anything to counter stuff like this anymore. We're going to see here right now, it's going to be the Noctowl. I was way too late in throwing my charge move. They are really my own fault. I will be able to go for another charge move here, but I feel like if I just get them low enough, I should be fine. I should just be able to go for another Sky Attack here as well, one turn before they're going to be able to go for their own one. I can go for one more fast move and then try to catch a charge move onto my Vigoroth, which works out really, really well here for us as well. It's going to put them into a range where I can also just farm down with the Nidoqueen here. Should wait out a little bit longer maybe, but I will be able to farm them all the way down before they can even knock me out here as well. Shadow Ball coming through here, not going to do too much damage. I expected the swap there, and I was curious if the double had a move still stored, so I was able to just go ahead and knock them out here anyway. And we will see now that we're going to be able to win this game. And next opponent, let's take a look at this one. We're going to see the Pidgeot in the lead here. Not really ideal, I'd rather see the Noctowl because the debuffing is pretty annoying here. And it's always just a guessing game. Do they go for the for the Brave Bird, or do they go for the Feather Dance? It's going to be always kinda an iffy matchup here. I think they're gonna go ahead and go for the Brave Bird. Not really ideal for us. We can go ahead and go into our own Noctowl. Sure went maybe into my Nidoqueen, but of course we went for the same swap at the same time. We will be able to go for one more charge move here. Sky Attack coming through, going to do some pretty decent damage, putting them into range where I can farm them down after another Sky Attack as well, which is going to be very nice for me. If they want to shield this move up, they have to shield it right now, because otherwise I can farm them all the way down. They're going to let this move go through, but they're still going to be able to realign their Pokemon, which is kind of wild. This Pokemon is just very, very strong. Like, honestly, Double is so underrated, but we're going to encounter here, after they swapped Vigoroth here, which is going to basically win us the game here anyway, because we know already that we're going to have a pretty decent time with our Nidoqueen. We're gonna be able to go ahead and go for the full farm down here as well. I can let this, actually shield this move up here as well, which is interesting. I thought I would have let this move go through. I'm going to be able to farm them all the way down, and in comes now the opponent's Pidgeot, most likely again. Let's take a look at this one. It's going to be the Pidgeot, yeah. And I'm going to go for the bait here first. I didn't go for the Stone Edge. Sure, most likely went for the Stone Edge, but no, they're going to shield up anyway, and they're going to be able to catch a move on the Dub Ball. Very smart decision by them, very strong decision by them as well. And now I have to basically catch as well. It didn't work out, and if they go for the Brave Bird here, it's going to be game over. But they, for whatever reason, do decide to go for the Feather Dance here, which will allow us to win this game now, as his next charge move here is going to be able to knock them out. Don't know why, it doesn't make sense. Just go for a Brave Bird and you win this game. But hey, who really cares? Let's take a look at the next one. We're going to see the Magcargo in the lead. Very decent lead for us, as we're going to see a fellow Nidoqueen user. Not really ideal for us. We don't really have a lot of things to cover against Nidoqueen here ourselves. We have some pre-occasion matchups here, of course, but also we can try to catch an Earth Power. Didn't work out. We're going to catch the Poison Fang. In comes here right now. We're going to be able to go for one Sky Attack again. They're going to go for another charge move. I'm going to shield this up, and it's going to be a Stone Edge this time around, so they are running the same moveset as we do as well, with Stone Edge and Poison Fang, and we will be able to knock them out here. Very good game there as well. In comes the Magcargo again. They are forced to kind of go, definitely use like a shield or something. Yeah, I don't know. We have to go for the Shadow Ball here, and they're gonna use the shield already. We have still too much energy left, or too much health left, that if we can go for another move here against them. They can farm me all the way down now. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but let's take a look at what we can do here. They're going to have so much energy now. I go into my Nidoqueen expecting that they go blind Rock Tomb, but they don't. They're gonna go for the Overheat here, and we're going to have a Trevenant in the back, which is basically game over, sadly. But we're going to go ahead and go into the next game. Let's take a look at this one. Also, you see my Edo being up again here. I climbed around 600 points already with the teams that are showcased on during this cup here, which is going to be very nice. I tanked on purpose before because I didn't have time to play, and now we have time to play thanks to COVID. I definitely going to be able to even climb further, as we also have the Battle Day, or like most likely for you it already was, I don't know. But as we already have like the Go Battle Day as well eventually, I'm most likely going to try to even climb up higher with that one then, which would be really nice for us, as we're going to be able to go for one more Sky Attack here. Going to be able to get the shield from the Obstagoon though. Obstagoon is an interesting Pokemon for this meta as well. Might want to try this one out as well, as Obstagoon is a very strong pick right now. This Pokemon has basically only the weakness against the Vigoroth, and otherwise it's a very, very strong Pokemon to use right now, as we will see here. Them going down, as our Nidoqueen is still at around half health. We can see a Vigoroth coming in. I'm going to go straight for the huge move, the Stone Edge here. They're going to shield this move up here. I have to shield up the next charge move as well, of course. And I just gotta go ahead and go for another Stone Edge. While of course it's not Step, it still definitely does more damage. Turns out my opponent kinda wants to catch a Stone Edge onto a Flying type Pokemon. Just going to say goodbye to that one. And I will be able to now shield up, or actually I'm going to let this move go through here. I have still enough health left on my own Vigoroth here, and I will be able to just go ahead and go for the shield. I would even still survive a Body Slam here, so I'm still going to be fine no matter what, and go for the knockout here in order to win this game. Next and final game, let's take a look at what we're going to encounter here. We're going to encounter Vigoroth against a Gliscor. A really bad one for us, as you can see here already. Our backline doesn't really enjoy a Gliscor as well. I guess our Noctowl is kind of okay for this. We're just going to try to get them pretty low, and we're also going to try to catch a charge move here. Is this an Earthquake? It actually is an Earthquake, and this will allow us now to go ahead and go for the Noctowl sweep here. We can go ahead and go for one Shadow Ball, but the catching the Earthquake here going to set us up so far beyond the opponent because it just literally wasted all their energy onto a move that's double resisted onto a Noctowl, which is a lot of fun to watch. As we're going to encounter here the Macargo, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the shield. They're most likely going to bait me here anyway with Rock Tomb, which that's exactly what they do, but still will allow me to farm them all the way down, as we're going to have a ton of health, like ton of energy now. We can go ahead and swap out immediately. It's going to be the Vigoroth, and we will have now our Nidoqueen against them. This is looking pretty fine for us. We have so much energy still stored. We can go for one Poison Fang, gonna get them low here already at half of their health. I will see now the Body Slam coming through from the opponent as well. I can still shield up a move if I wanted to, but I can go ahead go for a charge move against the Gliscor here, as well as going to go ahead and knock them out. And in comes now again the Vigoroth, but they don't usually have a chance against my Vigoroth as well. So it's going to be a very good game here, as we still have more health left. And that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed this team. Very good team to climb if you want to climb in this cup. Otherwise, I hope I see you in the next video, and bye.